I stared at the rain-streaked window of the commuter train, my reflection blurred like my thoughts. It was a typical Tuesday evening in Chicago, the kind where the city's hustle faded into exhaustion. Then she sat down across from me, Jordan, with her sharp blue eyes and that effortless smile that cut through the monotony like a knife. "Mind if I join you? This car's packed," she said, her voice carrying a hint of a southern drawl that didn't belong in the Midwest. I nodded, not knowing that simple gesture would unravel my carefully constructed life. By the time we reached my stop, we'd talked for what felt like hours about art, politics, the absurdity of corporate jobs. She was a freelance photographer, chasing stories in the Windy City for a month. I was Alexandra Hayes, 28, a rising associate at a prestigious law firm, engaged to a man my parents adored. But as I stepped off the train, she handed me her card with a wink. "Call me if you want to see the real Chicago." That night I couldn't sleep replaying her laugh, the way her hand brushed mine accidentally, or was it? The next day I texted her. It started innocently. Coffee at a quaint spot near Millennium Park. Jordan showed up in ripped jeans and a leather jacket, her blonde hair tousled from the wind. We walked, talked, laughed. She challenged my views on everything. My family's conservative values, my safe career path. "You're living someone else's script, Alex," she said over lattes. Her words stung because they were true. My parents, devout Catholics from the suburbs, had mapped out my life. College, law school, marriage to David, the perfect son-in-law. But with Jordan I felt alive, seen. Our meetings became frequent. Lunches turned into dinners, walks into late-night confessions. One evening, under the glow of streetlights in Lincoln Park, she admitted she'd fled a toxic relationship back in Atlanta. "I thought I was straight until I wasn't," she said, her voice steady but eyes vulnerable. I froze. I'd buried those feelings deep. Crushes on girls in high school dismissed as phases, dates with boys to fit in. But Jordan's honesty cracked something in me. "What if I'm like you?" I whispered. She didn't push. She just held my gaze, letting the silence speak. The guilt hit hard. David proposed 6 months ago, ring on my finger like a shackle. My mother beamed at the engagement party, planning the wedding with military precision. "You'll make such a beautiful bride," she said. But now every touch from David felt wrong. I started avoiding him, citing work stress. Jordan and I grew closer, our conversations delving into dreams we'd never voiced. She showed me her portfolio, raw photos of protests, intimate portraits of marginalized lives. "This is freedom," she said. I envied her courage. Then came the first real conflict. At a firm event, David introduced me to clients as his future wife. I smiled through it, but inside turmoil brewed. That night, I met Jordan secretly at a bar in Wrigleyville. "I can't keep pretending," I confessed. She leaned in, her hand on mine. "Then don't." Our fingers intertwined, and for the first time I felt a spark that wasn't fear. But as we left, I spotted a colleague across the street. Panic surged. I pulled away, muttering excuses. Jordan's face fell. "Are you ashamed of this?" she asked. I denied it, but the seed of doubt was planted. Back home I paced my apartment, heart racing. My phone buzzed, mom calling. "Honey, we need to pick a venue soon. David's parents are excited." I lied, saying I was tired, but the lie weighed heavier each day. Jordan texted, "We need to talk." I agreed, knowing this path led to destruction. Yet I couldn't stop. The attraction was magnetic, pulling me toward authenticity at the cost of everything familiar. As weeks passed, our bond deepened. Jordan shared stories of her coming out, lost friends, family estrangement. "It hurts, but it's worth it," she said. I nodded, but terror gripped me. My father, a retired cop, preached traditional values. "Family first," he'd say. What would he think of me? One night, after a heated debate on LGBTQ rights at dinner with friends, I defended the community fiercely. David raised an eyebrow. "Since when are you so passionate?" I shrugged it off, but the mask was cracking. The turning point came during a weekend getaway Jordan planned. A drive to Lake Michigan. We sat on the beach, waves crashing. "I think I'm falling for you," she said softly. My breath caught. "Me too." We kissed, tentative at first, then with urgency born of repression. It was electric, right? But on the drive back, reality crashed in. David's text. Miss you. Wedding planning tomorrow. I silenced my phone, but the guilt festered. That kiss marked the beginning of secrecy's toll. I juggled lies. Late nights at work were stolen moments with Jordan. She pushed for more. Tell them, Alex. We can't hide forever. But fear paralyzed me. One evening, my sister Emily overheard a phone call. Who's Jordan? She asked suspiciously. I brushed it off as a client, but her eyes narrowed. The web of deception tightened. By month's end, the pressure built to a boil. Jordan wanted commitment, I wanted time. You're choosing fear over us, she accused during an argument in her rented studio. Tears streamed. I'm trying. But deep down I knew she was right. That night, alone, I stared at my reflection, questioning everything. Who was I without the facade? The argument lingered like a storm cloud. Jordan gave me space, but her absence amplified the chaos in my mind. At work, I buried myself in cases, arguing for justice in court while denying it to myself. David noticed my distance. What's going on, Alex? He asked over dinner at our favorite Italian spot in the Loop. His kind eyes searched mine. I wanted to confess, but the words stuck. Just stress, I lied again. He squeezed my hand, oblivious to the betrayal. My family's annual barbecue loomed, a tradition in our Oak Park backyard. Mom fussed over details, Dad grilled steaks, Emily brought her kids. I arrived alone, David delayed by work. Conversations flowed. Wedding dates, honeymoon ideas. Can't wait to see you walk down the aisle, Dad said, clapping my shoulder. I forced a smile, but inside resentment brewed. Why couldn't they accept me as I am? Jordan's texts burned in my pocket. Miss you. When can we meet? That afternoon, I slipped away to call her. I can't do this anymore, I whispered from the garage. The hiding is killing me. Her voice softened. Then come out. I'll be there. But the thought of Dad's disappointment, Mom's tears halted me. Returning to the party, Emily cornered me. You're acting weird. Is it David? I shook my head. Everything's fine. But her skepticism grew. The next week, Jordan invited me to an art exhibit in Pilsen, her photos on display. I went heart-pounding. The gallery buzzed with creatives, a world far from my structured life. Jordan shone, introducing me as a friend. The label stung. We wandered, her arm brushing mine. This could be us out in the open, she murmured. A surge of longing hit, but so did fear. What if someone recognized me? Fate intervened cruelly. As we left, I bumped into an old college friend, Sarah, now married with kids. Alex. Who's this? She asked cheerfully. I stammered. Jordan, a colleague. Sarah chatted, mentioning my engagement. Jordan's face hardened. In the car, she exploded. Colleague? Is that all I am? Tears welled. I'm sorry, I pleaded. I'm not ready. She pulled over. You have to choose. Us or the lie. The ultimatum echoed. That night, I broke down with David. We need to talk. Over wine in our apartment, I confessed partial truth. Doubts about the wedding. His face crumpled. Is there someone else? I hesitated too long. Who is she? He demanded, piecing it together from overheard calls. Shock turned to anger. How long? I admitted months. He stormed out, slamming the door. Alone, I curled up, sobbing. The price of honesty began. Word spread like wildfire. David called off the engagement, telling mutual friends. My phone rang incessantly, concerned texts, judgmental voicemails. Mom called first. What's this about? David says you're confused. I evaded, but she pressed. Come home. We can fix this. I agreed, dreading the confrontation. Arriving at my parents' house, the air was thick with tension. Dad sat stone-faced, Mom fidgety. Emily was there too, arms crossed. Tell us the truth, Dad said. I took a breath. I'm gay. I've been seeing a woman named Jordan. Silence exploded into chaos. Mom gasped, tears flowing. How could you? We raised you better. Dad's voice boomed. This is a phase. You've been influenced. Emily defended me weakly, but the hurt in their eyes cut deep. The argument raged. Dad cited Bible verses, Mom worried about scandals. What will the neighbors say? Your career. I countered with pleas for understanding. This is who I am. But they saw betrayal. You're throwing away your future for what? A fling. Dad yelled. I left in tears, their rejection a fresh wound. Jordan comforted me that night in her arms. You did it. That's brave. But the victory felt hollow. Work suffered, whispers in hallways, a partner's subtle demotion hint. Clients pulled away, citing personal issues. Society's judgment manifested. Lost invitations, cold shoulders from friends. Yet amid the fallout, glimmers of hope emerged. Jordan introduced me to her circle. Queer artists, activists. At a support group in Boys Town, I shared my story, finding solidarity. You're not alone, a woman said. It empowered me, but the internal battle persisted. Was the pain worth it? David confronted me one last time at a coffee shop. I loved you, Alex. Why her? His pain mirrored mine. I couldn't deny myself anymore. He nodded, hurt but resigned. I hope she's worth it. As he left, regret gnawed. Had I destroyed a good man for my truth? The family rift deepened. Mom sent pleading emails, Dad radio silent. Emily mediated, urging reconciliation. They love you, but it's hard. I attended therapy, unpacking years of suppression. Jordan supported, but strains showed. Your family's pulling you back, she said during a fight. No, I'm committed, I insisted. But doubt crept in. A pivotal moment came at a pride event Jordan dragged me to. Rainbow flags waved in Grant Park, crowds cheering. For the first time I held her hand publicly. Euphoria mixed with anxiety. What if family saw? But no one did. This is freedom, Jordan whispered. I believed her briefly. Freedom's illusion shattered soon after. A photo from the Pride event surfaced on social media. Tagged by a mutual acquaintance. My inbox flooded. Shocked messages from extended family, judgmental comments from old classmates. Didn't know you swung that way, one read. The digital backlash amplified real-world isolation. At work, a senior partner called me in. Personal matters affecting professionalism, he said sternly. I defended myself, but the warning lingered. Home felt hostile. Mom showed up unannounced at my apartment, eyes red. Please, Alex, think about this. Therapy can help. Her words implied illness, not identity. Mom, it's not a choice. We argued, her faith clashing with my reality. God doesn't make mistakes, but this is one. She left crying, leaving me shattered. Jordan urged resilience. Fight for us. We planned a trip to New York. Escape from Chicago's suffocation. On the flight, she held my hand. This is our future. In the city, we explored galleries, kissed in Central Park. Felt normal, liberating. But calls from Emily interrupted. Dad's not well. Stress from this. Guilt surged. Was my happiness causing harm? Back home, Dad's health scare. A minor heart episode blamed on family drama. At the hospital, tension peaked. Your choices did this, Mom whispered accusingly. Dad, weak but stern, said, I can't accept it. I left, tears blurring the drive. Jordan waited, but our dynamic shifted. Your family's manipulating you, she accused. No, they're hurting. The divide grew. Betrayal struck unexpectedly. Emily, torn between loyalties, confided in David. He, in bitterness, leaked details to mutual friends, twisting the narrative. Rumors flew. I cheated, used him as cover. Social circles fractured. Invites dried up, whispers followed. Jordan faced backlash too. Her clients questioned her influence. This is the price, she said bitterly. Internal conflict raged. Nights I questioned. Was love worth the wreckage? Therapy helped unpack, revealing suppressed trauma from a conservative upbringing. You're grieving the life you thought you'd have, my therapist said. Jordan pushed for couples counseling. There we aired grievances. My hesitation, her impatience. I need you all in, she said. I promised, but actions lagged. A moral dilemma arose when Mom invited me to a family wedding, cousins' nuptials in the suburbs. Come alone, she implied. Jordan insisted I decline. It's a statement. But skipping meant permanent rift. I attended sans Jordan, enduring pointed questions. Where's David? Moved on. Dad avoided me, Mom prayed silently. The hypocrisy burned, celebrating love while denying mine. Post-wedding confrontation erupted. In the parking lot, Dad cornered me. "You're breaking your mother's heart." Anger flared. "What about mine?" We yelled, years of unspoken words unleashed. "I love you, but not this lifestyle." His words echoed societal prejudice, fueling my resolve. Jordan waited anxiously. "How was it?" I confessed, attending. Hurt flashed. "You chose them over me." The fight escalated. "I'm trying to balance." But she saw weakness. "Balance means hiding." She stormed out, leaving silence. Reconciliation attempts failed. Jordan moved to a friend's couch, needing space. Alone, I reflected on sacrifices. Lost job security, fractured family, wounded friendships. Yet, authenticity beckoned. I joined an advocacy group, speaking at events. "Coming out isn't easy, but it's necessary," I shared. Applause bolstered, but loneliness gnawed. David reappeared, offering closure. At a neutral cafe, he admitted faults. I ignored signs. We parted amicably, a chapter closed. But Jordan's absence loomed. I texted apologies, but responses were curt. The climax built during a stormy night. Jordan returned for belongings. "This isn't working," she said, eyes weary. Panic gripped. "Don't go. I've lost everything for us." Tears flowed. "That's the problem. You see it as loss, not gain." We talked for hours, unpacking fears. "I love you," I said. "Prove it." In a bold move, I invited her to a family dinner, my terms. Mom agreed reluctantly. The evening was tense. Awkward small talk, Dad's silence. Jordan charmed, sharing stories. But when I held her hand, discomfort peaked. "This is who I am," I declared. Mom teared up. "We need time." It wasn't acceptance, but a crack in the wall. Post-dinner, Jordan smiled. "That took guts." Our bond strengthened, but scars remained. Society's weight persisted. Discriminatory laws, hateful comments online. I fought back, volunteering for LGBTQ rights. Yet doubts lingered. Had I chosen correctly? The moral ambiguity haunted, hurting loved ones for personal truth. Therapy continued, balancing self-love with empathy. The fragile truce with family held, but undercurrents of resentment simmered. Mom called sporadically, conversations skirting the issue. "How's work?" she'd ask, avoiding Jordan. Dad remained distant, his pride wounded. Emily bridged gaps, sharing kid photos to normalize. "Give them time," she advised. But time felt like a luxury amid mounting pressures. At the firm, repercussions mounted. A promotion bypassed me, whispers of distractions. I confronted my boss. "Is this about my personal life?" He denied, but eyes said otherwise. Discrimination's subtlety stung. Lost opportunities, isolation in meetings. Jordan encouraged switching firms. Somewhere inclusive. I applied secretly, hoping for change. Our relationship tested further. Jordan's ex resurfaced, offering a job in Atlanta. "Just professional," she assured. But jealousy flared. "You're considering it?" I accused. "Maybe. If things here don't improve." The threat of separation loomed, amplifying insecurities. Nights I lay awake, weighing commitments. A societal clash erupted at a community event. Anti-LGBTQ protesters picketed a fundraiser I attended with Jordan. Shouts of slurs pierced the air. We stood firm, but fear gripped. "This is our reality," Jordan said, hand in mine. Later, debriefing, we clashed. "I can't live like this forever," I admitted. "Then fight harder." Her words motivated, but exhaustion set in. Family intervention came unexpectedly. Mom organized a talk. Therapist mediated. At a neutral office, emotions poured. Dad admitted fears. "I don't want you hurt." Mom confessed ignorance. "We didn't know." I shared pain. Years of hiding, societal pressure. Jordan joined virtually, humanizing our love. Tears flowed, breakthroughs emerged. "We love you," Dad said gruffly. It wasn't full acceptance, but progress. Emboldened, I came out publicly, a blog post on LinkedIn. My truth. Living authentically. Responses varied. Support from colleagues, backlash from conservatives. A client praised. "Brave." But trolls attacked, echoing societal biases. Jordan beamed. Proud of you. Our intimacy deepened, trust rebuilding. Yet betrayal lurked. A friend leaked private emails to my family. Intimate details with Jordan. Mom called hysterical. How could you share that? Misunderstanding fueled outrage. Dad disinvited me from holidays. The setback crushed. Why fight? I sobbed to Jordan. Because we deserve happiness. Therapy revealed patterns. Internalized homophobia. Fear of abandonment. You're worthy, the counselor affirmed. Jordan and I recommitted, planning a future cohabitation, perhaps marriage. High stakes arose when Jordan's job offer solidified. Atlanta or stay? She asked. Stay, I pleaded. But she hesitated. Your family might never accept. The decision hung, testing loyalty. In a dramatic turn, I confronted Dad alone, at his favorite fishing spot. I need you in my life, I said. He listened, sharing vulnerabilities, his own repressed youth. Times were different. Empathy bridged. I don't understand, but I'll try. Hugs followed, tentative healing. Jordan chose to stay, moved by my efforts. We leased an apartment in Andersonville, queer-friendly. Life normalized, dates, friends, routines. But scars reminded, occasional family awkwardness, societal hurdles. A final twist, David's wedding announcement. He moved on, inviting me as a friend. Attending with Jordan, mixed emotions surfaced. Happy for him, I whispered. She squeezed my hand. Closure. As months passed, growth evident. I secured a new job at an inclusive firm, advocating for diversity. Family visits increased, acceptance slow but steady. Jordan's career flourished, our love resilient. Yet, the journey's cost lingered. Lost relationships, emotional toll. Was it justified? The question haunted, fueling debates in support groups. Resilience defined our new chapter. Jordan and I built routines, morning runs in the park, evenings cooking together. Her laughter-filled voids left by estrangement. Family progress continued. Mom visited, baking cookies awkwardly. For both of you, she said, eyeing Jordan. Dad joined occasionally, sharing stories neutrally. Emily's kids adored Aunt Jordan. Normalizing. Work thrived in the new firm, mentoring young associates. Leading pro bono LGBTQ cases. You're making a difference, a colleague said. Pride swelled, but memories of sacrifices tempered joy. Societal battles persisted. A local bill threatened rights, we protested, signs high. Chants echoed, unity empowering. But counter-protesters hurled hate, reminding vulnerability. Worth it? Jordan asked post-rally. Yes, I affirmed, kissing her. Internal peace eluded fully. Dreams revisited betrayals. David's pain, parents' tears. Therapy helped forgive myself. Choices have consequences, the counselor noted. Jordan and I celebrated anniversaries quietly, toasting growth. A reunion tested bonds. High school friends gathered in the suburbs. Whispers greeted us, but allies defended. Love is love, one said. Jordan charmed skeptics, her confidence infectious. Driving home, relief washed. We survived, she said. Family milestone, Thanksgiving. All attended, tension palpable but managed. Dad carved turkey, Mom asked Jordan about work. Small talk evolved to genuine interest. Progress, Emily whispered. Gratitude filled me, but awareness of the road traveled lingered. As winter set, reflection deepened. Had my decisions been moral? Destroying engagements, straining kinships for love? Debates with Jordan ensued. Truth over conformity, she argued. But at what cost? I countered. Our story inspired others. At a panel I shared. Coming out reshaped everything. Questions poured. How to navigate family, society? Answers nuanced, emphasizing empathy. Yet one query stuck, was hiding kinder? The ethical gray haunted. In quiet moments Jordan and I dreamed bigger, adoption activism. Together, she vowed. The narrative closed on a crisp evening, walking hand in hand by the lake. Waves mirrored our tumultuous path. Regrets? She asked. Some, but not us. Smiles sealed. But was the pursuit of personal truth always justified? Even when it inflicts profound pain on those we love.